Minnesota's Rusty Deals back again. 1968 Ford F100. Primary damage, front side, secondary, side. Estimated value $9,084. Again, here on Rusty Deals, we try to determine is this something you want to have rusting away in your backyard or in someone else's backyard. To me, it's always interesting to see what somebody has full insurance coverage with, which means if there's an accident, it would get sold off at a auction here. You've got just comp. Insurance is not going to pay it out, total it, and then they try to sell it off at an auction to recoup some of the money. Surprisingly solid looking pickup for up here in the Rust Belt, America. Nice looking, straight, long box. Of course, back in the 60s, trucks were for work. Big step bumper on the back, pull bumper. Got your, I don't know, 2 5/16, 2-inch ball right there ready to go. Really solid, really dry looking truck. This probably isn't from here. Interesting note, somebody added some kind of a third brake light or reflector up here. I don't remember what year trucks added a light to go to the bed, but I'm pretty sure in 1968 there was not a cargo lamp. Maybe an option though, I could be wrong. Love the toolbox on the bed corner there. Of course, in Minnesota they would rust out terribly and they would just fall off when you hit a pothole. But passenger side looks pretty straight, pretty square. Passenger side fender looks decent still. Half of the grill you could cut and put on your wall as a wall hanger. No, this is a nice body style here. Like I said, fenders look good. Bottom of the doors look good. With this generation Ford and then next one, I know 73 started the new gen if I remember. You always had issues with the pillars in the Chevys, a little bit older Chevys, early 60s. The dog legs would rust. With these, the pillars, been more the one that I looked at where the hinges were bad because the cab was soft, and that always made things exciting. Your door would hang. So here's your hit. Not very square anymore. Pretty solid hit on that side, on that corner. Not sure what the frame would look like, but I would bet everything is pushed back in that corner and would be hard to straighten out unless you knew what you were doing and had a rack to pull it on. I don't think connecting to the largest oak in the backyard and backing up with a tow strap might pull your hood and your bumper straight, but probably not the frame. Here's a good pic where you can see that cab is kind of dipped down on the driver's side, which leads me to believe the frame is tweaked up there. Maybe not, but it sure looks that way. Nice view of the bumper there. Love these big old step bumpers. Probably has a brand name etched in the back somewhere. Always lets you know kind of where it's from. This was probably dealer installed, would be my bet. And yeah, love the Ford script across the back. No chrome insert, nothing to fall off. It just was there. Painted outline letters look cool. Ooh, we got a clutch pedal and the seat. Someone redid the seat. Looks nice. Probably not just a seat cover. It looks nice. And we got shoulder belts. I don't remember what your pickups had shoulder belts, but keep it safe. I do not see a floor shifter, so this would be your 3 on the tree with your clutch pedal there. E-brake should be over here in the corner on these ears. Yeah, you can see the e-brake hiding right there. So it is. I don't see a shift indicator needle for an automatic, so I would say we're right on there with that. And here's a good look at, like I said, pretty common on this gen and the next gen, late 70s or mid 70s, late 70s, these hinges would rust. And the sheet metal around it, even though it would be double wall, triple wall, would get soft. And so your door would just droop. You had to lift it up to shut it. With Chevys, same kind of deal, but it was the hinges, like the bushings and the hinges would wear out. My experience, they would just go. Yeah, simplicity as simplicity's sake. Always wondered why automakers moved your ignition key around. This is on the left side of the column. Later years are on the right side of the column, then they were on the column themselves. I know our 60s, we got 67 Fairlane, 68 LTD, 69 Galaxy. They're all on the right hand side. We've got a 73 F100. That's on the right hand side. What do you need? You got your fuel. Is your alternator, is it charging or discharging? So your volts, right? Oil, low pressure, high pressure, and temp, too cold, too hot, or right where she needs to be. Nice, clean looking cluster here. I always also love during the years you can see where speed limits kind of lined up. 68, most highways and freeways are still pretty quick, so you can wind her up to 70. Depending on what this has under the hood to get you up to 70. Picture the nice seat. Floor looks decent. Paint looks decent. Everything looks good there. You've never driven a 3 on the tree. It is an experience to get where you need to be, especially when you're used to hopping in and going from park to drive. It's very, very different, but it's fun. There's your hood view. Maybe we're not going to be able to see under the hood. If that hood is bunched up, crunched up, we maybe not able to get in there. A little bit of surface rust on the top, so this is probably factory paint. I can't imagine they would leave rust on the hood if it wasn't. So that's nice to see that. Probably original paint on this. Pretty good hit to pop the logos off the hood. You get one letter just so you know what it is. Plus it's blue. That should be a hint too, right? And if you didn't think it was a half ton by looking at it and only 5 bolt wheels, you can see right there F100, and then you got your gross vehicle and whatnot. There's your serial number right there. If it was a FOMOCO pickup, you would start with a C. C for 60 in the year. Interesting, some scrape marks across there. So maybe somebody once upon a time did buff or paint that, but I don't see a ton of overspray, a little bit in the corner. So maybe some of the paint was touched up through the years. There's overspray on the bolt, so that gives us a hint that maybe not original paint all the way around, but looks pretty decent. I love with the pickups, they give you a good idea. So certified net horsepower at the RPM. So whatever was under the hood here, and of course we could run the engine code on here. I think we've got a transmission code, axle code, body code. We had 172 horse at 3,800 RPM. And your DSO is 75, what factory it was made at. So I'm going to assume this would probably be a... There goes my knowledge on Ford trucks, as opposed to Ford cars of those years. We always had Ford cars, AMC cars, and then Chevy trucks growing up. So that were on the road, I should say. We had one, like I said, the 73 we drove for a long time. My dad's pickup. Okay, so again, with rusty deals, we try to decide, is this something you would like rusting away in your backyard or in someone else's? Right now, the first bid hits in 2 days and 2 hours. Oh, I can also see that they note this as an automatic. Somebody didn't count the pedals, or they just saw the shifter up on the column and said it must be an automatic. That's okay. We won't hold them against them. Whoever works at this lot probably doesn't deal with a lot of 60s or 70s cars coming through. everything is new or it's worth the money. But here we go. So depending on what that frame looks like, which looks a little crooked to me, I would pass on this unless you're looking at it for parts. This would have a Ford 9 in the back. It'd be a wide Ford 9, but it would be a 9-inch. Something to think about too. With that being said, thank you much. Thanks for hanging out here where Minnesota is rust. Rusty deals. We will see you, and never forget, Minnesota is rust.